This is the real world in-depth review of the brand new camera from Lomography, the Lomo Wide Glass. Is it any good? Is it worth the price tag? Is it better than the Fuji 300? Should you upgrade from the Lomo Wide? And what's this all about?
Girl, 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 you're gonna set me on fire.
All these answers and more in today's video. Let's get into it. You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris. I just got off a live stream and I was asked to take a photo right here with the wide glass and then the previous model, the regular. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set this to 0.6 meters and kind of go all the way out. Actually, I have a remote. I wonder if there's batteries in this, to be honest. I don't know. No battery. I wonder if the other one would work. I bet it's the same. We're gonna find out together. Auto mode, no flash, no exposure comp. Oh, and I took a picture. Dang it. Let's start again with this remote, which I don't know if it works. This is the old model. Let's find out. It works. Old one works with the new. Because why wouldn't it? First one done. Now let's take the next one. That's pretty. Oh, I don't think I ever knew that. Unless that was, you think that was done on purpose? Is this a secret hidden feature I never knew about? Or is it just a coincidence? It's angled on the corner. And you can balance it to take a... Did you guys know this? Let me know in the comment. I did not know this. Look, wow, that's perfect. It balances. Exposure comp for an auto mode. Okay, no flash. Okay, now we wait. I peeked at the first shot. Holy crap. I'm imagining this being close to f8, probably, in this lighting condition. That is sharp. I'm also curious to see how it handles vignette, because that's kind of what Lomography is known for. This actually won't be a good representation because it's a darker background. We probably won't be able to see that. I'll have to go outside and take that. But so far, first impressions of the glass, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. And looking at the regular, there's not a huge difference. There is a difference. Like, there is an overall sharpness. I can tell that the glass is sharper only by comparing the two. I don't know if you would necessarily recognize a difference in a blind test, which I might end up doing a blind test of this comparison later, which I did over on my Instagram stories, and y'all got it wrong. There is also a color difference, but that could also be a few factors, like the film in the wide camera has been in that camera for a while. And the other one was in the fridge, and I only let it sit for a couple of minutes. So that's also could be a factor. And it is new film. It's like 2026 expiration, so it's fairly new. So I'm not really gauging it off of that. But this is only the first few shots that I've done. Let's go outside and try and shoot something out there and see what we can do.
Later that same evening.
This one's for Lou, aka Sweet Lou Photography. Oh, also, it might be too dark for this shot. We'll see. I just got the camera today and I wanted to shoot something, and well, there's a little bit of light left, so you never know. Might be cool. Might be cool? This is probably the best photo I took with this camera. I almost forgot to set the focus. I can't remember that. Probably the last shot I'll get of tonight. Losing light. Going to some of my classic spots. Some OG places. This sign's so hard to shoot. It's right next to the stoplight, so getting the right angle is tough. I don't know about that shot. Might be a little too dark out. And also, I left it on infinity for the focus. I maybe should have adjusted that. I guess we'll find out. Worth mentioning, Lomography did send me this camera to check out, but I don't get to keep it. It's only on loan, and they're not going to see this video before it goes out. So my thoughts are my own. Oh, if you want to see a quick breakdown of all the camera settings, options, specs, things like that, then be sure to check out the previous video I did on this camera. This video is the use of the camera, going out, shooting with it, seeing what we can do. All right, cool. Now that we're on the same page, let's get back to it.
Day 2.
It's sunny. Let's go shoot with the wide. I literally saw that the sun came out. I think I have maybe a couple hours left of sunlight, and then it's dark. It was supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain the next like couple weeks. And I really want to test this camera in good lighting conditions. And it looks like today I'm gonna get the opportunity. Let's go. I'm at a very familiar location. I come here a bunch. I love the clouds in the sky right now, so that's why I wanted to come here. But now that as I got here, right behind where I'm going to shoot it, it's all clear, so we'll see. So what I did was I took 3 pictures. One at normal exposure, meaning full auto, no exposure compensation with the flash off. Then I took a second photo and shot it at -1 exposure compensation. Then I reset the exposure to 0 and shot it at f/22. Just to see. You never know. Whew, made it just in time. The sun went behind the clouds right when I was done taking those pictures. I hope. Hopefully this is going to be a good test. All right, I'm going to take a picture of the Jeep. It is in shadow though. Let's see what happens. I am curious. I don't have anywhere to put this. I didn't bring a tripod. I don't know what I was thinking. Such an amateur. I shot this one with the flash on, but I don't think it's really gonna make any difference. It's still pretty bright out. Not confident in this shot though, but I want to see what we can do. I'm just curious, just out here testing. Probably wouldn't have shot this normally. And the reason is because, yeah, the Jeep's in shadow, but the background is super bright. That's not good contrasting. You want to reverse those contrasting. You'd rather have the background darker and have your subject brighter. That's gonna give you the best results. But since we're out testing, that's what we're doing. We're testing. We're seeing what happens. Wow. I mean, that's a cool photo. It's still developing. I mostly want to comment on the framing. I filled the frame with this, and look how much extra room there is. That's something to keep in mind. That's kind of nice though, because if you're trying to take a big group shot or something that's close, yet you don't have enough room to get it all in frame, it kind of works to that benefit. But you do have to remember that, because I filled the photo with just the Jeep. Another familiar spot. I'll shoot it quick because the sun might be going behind some clouds. So that shot was no flash, no exposure comp, straight down the middle. And so that last shot too, I walked a lot closer than I normally would and filled the entire frame of the viewfinder. And being that close definitely helped. It's still wider. It's still wider. You need to get even closer. So keep that in mind. When you're using that viewfinder, it's going to be wider than what you're going to get. My overall so far first impressions after shooting a full pack, I'm really digging it. And what I also like about Lomography cameras is that if you don't want to have your flash on, you turn it off, which just having that feature is amazing. Not all instant cameras even have that ability, but this does. However, when you do turn it off and you take your next shot, it doesn't reset the flash. It doesn't turn it back on like Polaroid cameras do. So that's really nice. I don't know how many times I've forgotten to do that. If I'm shooting multiple photos in a row and I don't want a flash on, every time you have to remember to turn it off. So it's nice that this camera doesn't do that. I thought that looked kind of cool. I don't know, it's kind of cool. The contrasting colors with the house and the car, or the truck more accurately. I also shot it with -1 exposure comp. Learned from the last time. Longtime viewers are gonna know this spot. I got this bag in Japan. I love it for instant photography. It's actually from the video game Splatoon 3. I kind of want to reverse engineer it and make my own, like sell them. It's that good. Only longtime viewers know this is the spot. This is where I usually do my test shots for reviewing cameras, but I haven't done it in this spot in a long time. But the sun's just about to go down, so enough talking, let's get shooting. I might have gotten out here too late. There's the sun. I may have time for only a couple shots. Bummer. One thing about this camera that you definitely have to remember is your focus settings. It's really easy to just forget to turn the dial to the actual shot focus you want. Luckily, that only happened a couple of times for me. Yeah, I missed the window just by like a couple of minutes. Where is it? The sun's like right there. I can get like maybe a cool silhouetted shot. Let's see what we can get. And yeah, I got out here just a little too late. However, utilize the light that you got. Change up your style of what you're going for. Like these bridge shots, I was able to get some really unique looking silhouette shots, which I am not disappointed with. Man, I forget how much I miss shooting instax. Like, it's pretty cold. It's pretty chilly out today. And shooting with Polaroid in this weather condition isn't the greatest. You'll get some color shifts. The photos will come out pretty faded. Now, it can lend to some pretty creative shots. You can do some cool things with it. But man, shooting instax, you don't have to worry about any of it. Just shoot. Cold weather, hot weather, it don't matter. Because it don't care. Plus, it's just nice to shoot cheaper film. I don't care if I'm just blasting the same shot like 8 times in a row. Much, much cheaper. But check out this bag. Look at that, it has a little pouch in the front. Stick your photos in. Boom, and then inside the big pouch, we got extra film. I love this thing. Best $35 I ever spent. I forgot how noisy it is over here, actually. But the sun's kind of gone. It'll be an interesting demonstration, though, because I took a few photos after the sun disappeared. So I want to show you what the photos would look like if it was sunny versus not, meaning just how different the saturation of colors are, which has no reflection on the actual camera, just the film itself. That's why I wanted to get out here when it was sunny. I'm just gonna head back to the studio. Let's take a look at them. Let's find out if this camera is actually good. I kind of think it is, though.
The next day.
So I lied. We're not going back to the studio. We're actually going to head out with my friend Caleb and do a little quick comparison with the Instax Wide 300 and see what we get. But first, we make a quick stop to Blue Moon Camera to pick up some film and check out what they have. I have never in my life seen or heard of this Polaroid camera. From the video game Manhunt, which was a huge controversy of this video game back in the day. There was like banned for a while, they did a recall being too violent. So it's so weird to see this as a Polaroid camera. Anyway, that's enough being distracted. Let's go back outside and shoot some photos. That could be cool.
Cool.
I have yet to get a good photo of this building. It's in a horrible spot for good lighting. Conditions are never right. And let's see, nope, still haven't gotten a good shot of this place. Not the camera's fault, just the conditions. Every time I come out to this location, I like risk my life for shots. That one was pretty mild. This is where that bridge was when I ran out into the middle of the freeway. Don't do that, but you get good shots. And for the fun of it, we decided to shoot a couple Polaroids because why not? Black and white. I think that look cool. I think that's gonna come out good.
I think the sign's gonna be black and the sky's gonna be blown out.
Yes, yeah. That's what black and white, that's what it's for. Which brings us to the most unique experience of this little outing. We're trying to take a picture of this apartment building, but yet there was somebody blocking where we needed to stand and take our photo. Maybe it was for the best? Oh, thank you, you're special too.
When you get a chance, come on over. Get my business card, I have a truck. I haul anything.
Oh, okay.
Name your own price.
Caleb actually walked over and took the business card, which he promptly said he's also an Elvis impersonator that has a movie being made about him coming out next year. Which, okay, all right. He was very fuzzy about the details. Now, I went to the website that's on his business card. It's defunct, and his name is Less Small. Is this real? Is this real? I don't know. I think he might have been trolling us. But then this happened.
Hey! Lord Almighty, feel my temperature rising. Hey! Higher and higher, it's burning through to my soul.
That's the best one too.
Watch. Girl, you're gonna set me on fire.
With pipes like that, I can see why there's a movie being made about him. Caleb walked over and took his photo, gave him one, and then wanted one for himself, but he just wouldn't stop talking and moving, so it didn't come out the greatest. Now, I do have some junk laying around my house I could use hauled away. Should I call them? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Yeah, never know what type of people you're gonna meet in Portland. I'm pretending I'm shooting a video of the building. So anyway, here was the shot I was able to get and went on Polaroid just for fun. And here's Caleb's photo that he shot with the Instax 300. And shoot this reflection of the bridge off the water, or it would be refracting. There's a duck over there. Look at that.
See that duck?
There's a duck. So I shot this twice. Once in normal exposure and then once with -1 exposure compensation. Man, Shooting in overcast is just not ideal with instant photography. It just sucks out all the color and detail, but you get some moody looking shots. The one on the left is the normal mode and the one on the right is -1 exposure compensation. Pretty obvious since it's a lot darker. Let me know which one you like better. And here's what Caleb shot with the Instax 300. Found this cool spot next to the bridge with some birds, pretty moody scene. I ended up shooting it with Polaroid and it was cold outside mixed with the overcast. Got some pretty interesting results. Caleb, however, shot it with the 300 and got some pretty cool shots as well. Then we found this really colorful RV. We had to shoot it. It was just framed up too perfectly. I got to admit, the wide glass did a great job. It outdid the 300, which is hard to do. I gotta tell you, this day turned out to just be called Bridge Day. So many shots of this bridge was shot today, but we got some really cool shots. This is color film. See how much the color just disappears when it's overcast? It's crazy. And Caleb's is really about the same. He was able to get this one with a bit of color.
I think I might do a Polaroid.
Yeah, I should have shot a Polaroid as well. Good call, Caleb. This building caught our eye, but we ended up passing, except around the corner, I found this, and I don't know, it was just calling to me. I had to shoot it. It was also shot in normal exposure, no exposure comp. It's kind of shitty, I like it. All right, I've already been at this location to shoot the video for this camera. So we're back with Caleb though. And this is where we met for the first time all those years ago.
It's been 84 years.
I was there 3,000 years ago. It was a while ago. 2021, we're reminiscing.
Flash.
With the flash. I could do that without the flash on my camera. Ooh. Shut up, Chris. This is how yours came out, you idiot. Yeah, the flash was important because here's Caleb's. So much better. Look at the detail. Color, brightness, great exposure. This has been closed my entire life.
We're gonna break in.
Yeah, this like boardwalk dock deck thing has been run down for my entire life. Now, Caleb shot this and it came out ridiculously good. Mine, I don't know what happened. And I shot it at normal exposure. So weird. Missed it.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, but I didn't get these front pillars. I panicked.
Ah.
That's all right, it's instax.
This used to be like a very like calm area, but they've been putting in a lot of like construction. I think it's like $3 or $4 billion has been spent down here for the waterfront. It's really busy now. It's weird. Oh man, I was so upset with myself that I didn't bring my fisheye lens that Retrograde Engineer / Brooklyn film camera makes, because you can get some really cool results. And I think with those leading lines, it would look amazing. Here's Caleb's Instax 300 shot, and for my Lomo shot, I wish I had messed with the exposure comp. Did a pretty good job lining this up with a non-SLR camera. I gotta give myself credit for that. Any OG viewers of the channel watching? I'm talking pre-instant photography. Actually, you know what? I shot the Instax Mini 9 here back in 2018. This is downtown Vancouver waterfront, not Canada. Yeah, and the shot didn't come out very good. And I just think the camera's light sensor was just having trouble gauging what exposure it should be in. And again, when you shoot an overcast, it's just really difficult. That goes for any camera. Now, if you're shooting a manual controlled camera, that would be different, but this isn't that. Here's another bridge. But this one's a little different. It's like a suspension bridge, hangs out over the water. It's pretty cool. We're waiting for these people to move to take our shots. I didn't really care. Here's mine. And then Caleb shot this one. I kind of like having people in my shot. It kind of gives the environment scale. Taking portraits. Caleb had an extra shot left of black and white Polaroid, so he shot that, which I think it came out really good. The very first time I ever took a photo where I was like, dang, do I like to shoot instant photography? Like, I didn't know it could be this good. And it was of this thing with the Instax Mini 8 or 9. And then I made a video reviewing that. That was the very first video I did on instant photography on this channel back in 2018. And it was of that, the bridge. It was so good. It still looked bad. One of the better photos I've ever taken. It's perfect. Nailed it. Only because it was the best conditions. I got lucky. Here's a few other shots that I shot of that bridge. I shot one with Polaroid for fun, and Again, since it was cold outside, gave some unique looks. But check out this shot that I got with the Lomo wide glass. Dang. So Caleb's been out here shooting with the Instax 300, as you guys have seen. When it came out, it retailed for like, I think 150-ish, right? This Instax wide by Lomo is $270. However, you try to buy a 300 now, it's like over $300. This camera is actually cheaper, and so far I think I'm liking it more. So that's something to take into consideration.
3 weeks later.
Whew, so it's been like a couple weeks since I've started this video. I've been shooting non-stop with this camera. This thing has been absolutely amazing, and I'm sad I have to send it back. But I want to do one final test, and that is do a direct comparison with the original Lomo wide, and I'm going to take a shot with the Mint RF70, because this is the only other camera on the market that has a glass lens that shoots Instax wide. Now this is $1,000. Yes, you've heard me right, with the combo with ND filters, which you pretty much have to have anyway to shoot outside like this. But if you want to save some money, I think it's like around $900 without the filters. So the goal of this test is shooting something in direct sunlight, super harsh highlights. Instant photos can struggle with that, so I want to put this to the extreme. So first test up is with the Lomo wide, the original release, aka the plastic lens version. I'm leaving the exposure compensation in the middle, not adjusting it, to see how the highlights hold out. Now it's time to shoot the Mint RF70. I think for this test, I'm just gonna shoot this in auto just to give it a direct comparison. So I'm gonna shoot it in auto at f/22. This is in direct sunlight. Ready for the most premium camera on the market? I guess I was out of film. Frick! All right, let's go reshoot that. See? Mint, stop. Mint, you're just... Get your crap together, man. Now it's stuck. Mint. It's so frustrating. When I first learned about this camera, I thought this was going to be it. This is the best camera you could get. But that price tag kept me from getting it. So I finally broke down after like 2 years on the channel. It's not like I haven't given this a fair shake. Yeah, the Mint RF70 I purchased with my own money, and this is in fact the second one I've owned. Mint replaced the first one because of issues that it had, and this one technically has worse issues than the last one. They stopped responding to my emails. That's why I'm stuck with this one. Should probably try and reach out to them again. If you want to see some of the other videos I've done on this camera, I'll leave them linked down below. But let's get back to the photos. And comparing the Lomography wide to the glass version, yeah, there's a huge difference. Also, I caught a lens flare. That's why there's that circle weird artifacting. The sun was off to the side and it cast that effect. But overall, the sharpness of the images is night and day. The glass is so much sharper, crisper, and more evenly exposed, even at neutral or straight down the middle on the exposure comp, or just without any exposure compensation. Now, there's no color in the trucks. Well, that's because it was such a light blue color. I was going to be surprised, honestly, if any of these cameras caught any color from that truck. I wanted to shoot that orange truck off to the side, but it wasn't the right lighting conditions. It was a little bit in the shadow. Now, let's look at the Lomo glass versus the Mint RF70. The field of view of the wide glass is definitely wider than the Mint RF70. Not necessarily a plus or a minus. This comes down to your personal preference. However, the exposure on the glass I think is better, but they're still pretty similar. I can see a little bit more detail in the truck with the Lomo glass. And what I mean by that is the highlights. It's definitely better preserved, and I think it is a little bit better. This camera is amazing. Hands down, I think it is the best buy and better than the Mint RF70. Sorry. Don't let that price tag of $279 scare you off, because currently this is the best wide camera you can purchase. Even after I recorded this video, I have been out shooting with it, and man, the photos that I've been getting, it's so incredible. I love this camera. Love, love, love it. Highly recommend it. I'll leave a link in the description for you to pick up this camera. I should probably wrap this video up. This thing has gone on and on. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Now, get out there, make some art.